be a lantern here to light it up, and you can point it out. And so we're gonna come on up here.
Come on, don't be shy. It's just a little dark. I spent most of my life in the dark. Come on.
That's gonna work beautifully.
Just a little bit further up. I hope I didn't frighten you. Call me Carrington. Everybody does. Well, everybody did. There goes Carrington Smith. Ran the Carolina Theater for over 40 years. Hey, Carrington, how come you never showed an X-rated movie? Well, I believed in taking responsibility. You could have called me a prude, but I was a good prude. And it paid off in the end. Now, paid off. I made things personal. I did things for people that they wanted to do. Yeah. Now, I was born in Durham and married at the Paris Theater in 1926. Now, when I came up to Chapel Hill the next year to run the Carolina, which was brand new at the time, well, I could see that the students there, how shall I put this? Well, they required a certain amount of retraining. They like to throw peanuts, yell ribald comments, roll bottles down the aisle. Not in my house. I was 22 and Presbyterian. I made things personal. I gave out birthday passes. I hosted a free movie screening to the dorm with the best homecoming decorations. I had a policeman. It's kind of a extra usher. Now, in football, they would call that a free safety. Now, after the talkies came in, I was offered management of a second theater, the Pickwick. And there we could show mysteries, westerns, B-movies, repeats. Not the kind of place you take a girl on a date. But the Carolina, 850 seats. The first theater in the state to show movies on Sunday. Had to keep the boys off the road after a late night, you know. And the first theater in the South to integrate. Hold that thought. The 40s were pretty good. I lost my daddy, Robert E., and the Pickwick closed for good. And I earned $5,000 a week just for managing the Carolina with a student staff. We renamed it the Varsity. And we built us a new Carolina Theater just across Franklin Street. 1,100 seats. 5 shows a day at 33 cents a pop. It was not designed to accommodate Negroes. It had no buzzard's roost balcony, no separate entrance, no second drinking fountain. Not like up in Durham where they tolerated race mixing up to a point. Now, I was just a plain businessman. The Negroes may have wanted to sit with white people, but most white people did not want to sit with Negroes or in seats that once held them. Now understand, I had many colored acquaintances. In fact, from 1929, I owned a colored theater in Carborough where Maine and Rosemary meet. I was a friend to the blacks. But was I supposed to sacrifice my business for a principle? I know you want to hear about 1961. The Carolina Theater had some pickets and boycotts around the showing of a film called Black Orpheus in 1960. Now, that was the first year that the university admitted a Negro freshman. But then in the first week of 1961, we showed Porgy and Bess. You remember that one? Yeah. With an all-black, all-American cast. Although, once again, we were unwilling, well, let me say, there I go, let me say unable to admit Negro audiences. Well, there were pickets, there were protests, there were letters written to the theater from the Presbyterian campus ministry. And the Daily Tar Heel said that picketers demanding to see me were told that I had stepped out to lunch at 5:40 in the afternoon. Well, students got hot, people got arrested, even the mayor of Raleigh got involved. But in the end, we came up with a peaceful resolution, of which I am proud. I admitted, I allowed any black person to attend the show, as long as they were a full-time student at the university. There were 4. Now, before you leap to judgment, let me remind you of 3 things. First, the black film critic, Harold Cruz, wrote of Porgy and Bess that it belonged in a museum, and no African American should see it or be seen in it. Second, Sidney Poitier, the lead in the film, and perhaps the best black actor of his time, regretted making that film because he thought it was demeaning to blacks. And third, because of our bold and principled compromise, the Carolina and the Varsity became the first theaters in the South to integrate. Yes, there were but 4 freshmen who could have attended the show had they dared, but that is not the point. 2 years later, there were 17. Now, there are what, 1,800? Huh? No need to thank me. I was just a businessman who loved this university and all it stood for. You have a nice night.